He has watched Joker. I have not. So we're going to be here to talk about it.
Let's get into it.
2 years ago, the name Arthur Fleck hit Gotham like a hurricane.
The trial of the century.
They believe Arthur Fleck to be some kind of martyr. Well, he's not. There's a monster.
Hello there, Clapperheads, and welcome to a brand new edition of this is ClapperTalks. Hello there, Clapperheads, and welcome to a brand new edition of ClapperTalks. I'm Nick Dorian.
And I'm Kelvin Tay.
And we are here to discuss the latest installment in the Joker franchise. Actually, I can't even call it Joker franchise. Basically, the sequel to the Joker, Folie et Deux. Now, you haven't seen it, so you're going to ask me some questions of what I thought about it. But before we get into that, I just want to say this. We didn't need this film. Now, this may be a controversial opinion, but honestly, we didn't need this film.
So throughout this episode, I will be asking the questions that you might be asking, and Nick will be here to answer all of that burning questions that you have. And do note, this will be a spoiler-free episode, right? At least for the first part, lah.
There's not much to spoil except for maybe the end. That's about it.
Okay.
Everything in the film is sort of already told in the trailer. It's just the third act. That's the spoiler part.
Okay.
But
so what is Joker Folie
a deux? Did you learn French? So disappointed you, Kelvin.
When I first saw Joker, when I saw you,
the whole world smiles with you.
for once in my life, I didn't feel so alone anymore.
So, Joker Folie et Deux essentially follows the aftermath of what has happened in the first film. Now, if you haven't seen the first film, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler for the first film. So, if you haven't seen it,
it's your problem.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah.
You should have seen it by now.
Like how you should watch Blade.
Yeah.
No, I have not. Anyways, going on.
So, of course, in the first film, he killed 6 people. But in this one, they state that it's 5 people because only after a while he reveals, oh, I also killed my mother.
Okay.
Which he did. So essentially, it's 6 people. So he's dealing with the aftermath of that. He's in Arkham State Hospital, Arkham Asylum. And that's when he meets Harley Quinn. And then, of course, love of his life. They start this tumultuous love affair.
Harley Quinn, Lady Gaga, yes?
Yeah.
We've seen it in the trailers again and again.
That's the story. Like I can't
really? That's all?
It's just dealing with the aftermath of what has happened.
So it's hold on. It's a sequel.
It's a sequel
to the first Joker, right? The standalone, not attached to like Batman or anything.
No, not at all.
The Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Yes.
Right, okay. It's a sequel. Aftermath, killed people. He's in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Met the love of his life, Harley Quinn, which everyone who grew up with Batman know.
Yeah.
If there's a Joker, there's a Harley Quinn, right? Okay. It's a musical, yes?
Yeah. I would call it a movie with songs. I wouldn't call it an outright musical.
Like La La Land?
Yes, something like that. Something like that. The only reason
fun fact, I have not watched La La Land yet. Anyways, okay. Yeah.
Okay, the only reason I say that it's a movie with songs is because I feel like the musical element of it didn't go far enough. That's the one thing I have about this film. I felt that, and it's shocking because the first film really went all out. It was brave, it was edgy, it was heavy. It was so different than any other DC film we got before that. But this, it feels like they reined it back a bit.
Okay.
And it felt very safe. It didn't feel as not extreme. Extreme's not the word, but they didn't take as much risks as they did with the first film. What happened in the first film with Joker doesn't happen in this, in the sense that he becomes very monotone. All the characters feel very flat.
Okay.
Like
even Joaquin Phoenix's Joker?
Yes, that's what was disappointing.
Oh.
Like, this isn't much of a spoiler, but he's in Arkham Asylum. He gets out, goes to the court, comes back, goes back out again to go back to court, comes back in, goes out again, comes back in.
So it's basically Law and Order.
Yes. except much more boring. The
Okay.
courtroom drama aspect of it was one of the most boring courtroom dramas I've ever seen. Which is shocking because this is Joker. Even the moment when you have the Joker in the courtroom, you're still sitting there going, how much more of this do we have to sit through?
Shit. Okay, so it's one of those films.
Yeah, it is.
So a friend of mine posted this on his Instagram, right? So,
Yeah.
Josh Wu, he's a good friend of mine. He posted this on his story, and I quote, "I really do not recommend Joker 2. It really is as pretentious as it looks in the trailers. There's no message. Everything was done almost for the music and a sequel."
I agree with that. Like, the pretentiousness, I get it. At times it did feel self-indulgent
Okay.
because honestly the story just went in roundabout circles. Like, they were trying to convey a message but they didn't know how to convey a message, so they just kept going round and round and round and round
For 2 hours.
for 2 hours and 19 minutes.
Okay.
That by the end of it, you really are going to sit there going, what was the point? Like, the first film, and I think it boils down to motive, especially. Now, the first film, you clearly knew what Joker's Arthur Fleck's motives was because he wanted to be seen. He felt downtrodden his whole life. He just wanted to be noticed, and he wanted to be a beacon for others. And he eventually, at that end, he became, even though it's not like a hero, he became this hero to people in the wrong way possible, but still that way. In this, it's like, what you nak apa? What do you want? What's your
Right,
motive?
okay.
You are now suffering this whole dual identity thing of like, am I the Joker? Am I Arthur Fleck? My lawyer says it's two separate things. Is it really? I don't know, but who cares?
Okay. So in that point, right, after knowing this, how do I word this properly? Why do you think the movie was created in the first place?
I actually asked that question because I thought, oh, maybe Warner Brothers wanted to cash in on the success. No, it was Phillips's idea of going, I wanted to make a sequel because I feel there's still more stories to be told. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, because-
what story?
Because as a casual film goer, I always assumed that the Joker was going to be like a standalone out of the DC universe.
Yes.
You know?
That's what I thought as well.
And then when Folie came out, everyone was saying that, okay, number one, yes, there could be more story for the Joker because the Joker is one of DC's legacy antagonists.
Yeah.
Right? If there's a Batman, there's a Joker.
Yeah.
Right? If there's a DC EU, there's going to be a Joker, regardless of how you try to spin it, how you try to turn it. Joker will be there.
Yeah.
Right. But when Lady Gaga came into the picture and Harley Quinn came into the picture, the whole trailer, I was watching all the trailers again yesterday, right? So that we can have a conversation about it. It felt like it's not comic accurate. It's what I'm trying to say.
No, it's
Right?
not. Yeah.
Because was Harley Quinn okay? This might be stepping into spoiler-ish
Territory,
waters.
yeah.
Is Harley Quinn an inmate or a psychologist?
That I don't know if that's it's not really a spoiler.
Because in the trailer,
okay.
in the trailer
She
you see
is-
bits and pieces of her, but you can't really.
I can't reveal that. That will be a
Okay.
bit of a spoiler.
Okay,
I can't reveal
okay,
that.
Okay.
But the decision that they made, I'm like, okay, I will buy that. That kind of makes
Okay,
sense within
fine.
the comic version. She's just not as psychotic
Right.
as
Okay.
you'd expect.
So after knowing all of this, right, let's go into the movie itself.
Yeah.
What were some of your favorite parts of the film?
The first 15 minutes.
So you're telling me the movie is 2 hours and 19 minutes, and the best part is only the first 15 minutes.
It honestly, the opening was great. This isn't much of a spoiler, but it opens up with sort of a recap, but done in an old school Looney Tunes cartoon way.
Okay.
And I thought that was brilliant. I
Okay.
love that. And then we got into it, and I'm like, ooh, this is some nice shots. And then eventually you're like, oh.
where would you say the downfall of the movie started?
Honestly, when he started seeing Harley Quinn, like when he joined the music class, and you're like, okay, where's this going? And then it slowly just goes a bit downhill from there.
Okay.
When, like, the musical number, it started off well. Like, you're like, oh, okay, this is meant to be part of his fantasy, like similar to the first film with Zazie Beetz' character. He has his own reality of things.
What's the medical term of this called? Schizo?
Schizo, yeah,
A
slightly.
bit slightly,
Which,
right?
again, deals into this because he's going through a psychological, like, is multiple personality syndrome
Okay.
in that sense. So I understood that. And then it just kept going, and you're like, you're not going far enough with this.
Right. That's where the comments of you saying like it just goes in a loop and a loop and a loop.
Yeah, because it keeps looping on itself. Like, we know this fact. Why are you repeating it? And another thing that they keep repeating, which essentially went nowhere, where I'm like, why are you even mentioning this in the first place? Throughout the film, they keep talking about a TV movie that was based on all the killings and whatnot. Basically, a TV movie of the first film.
Okay.
And they're like, oh yeah, I saw you in that TV movie. It was really bad. Or, oh, I saw you in that TV film. I thought it was really good. And I'm like, what's the point of that? Is that your way of telling us that the first Joker film is just a TV movie that we watched about all the killings? If so, then what's the point of that? Like, what's the reasoning behind it? Because you mention it so many times in the courtroom with Harley Quinn, with the officers. They mention it so many times that it's like, what's the purpose of this quote unquote TV movie? Like,
Okay.
yeah. And the musical numbers, after a while, it felt like, oh, we've got Lady Gaga. This is now a Lady Gaga show. It's showing off her impeccable range and doing what she does best. When you talk about favorite parts, yes, there's the first 15 minutes, but I also do have to mention there are a few saving graces. Very few. One of them being the shots. Like, I can't fault Todd Phillips for making some fantastic compositions in terms of his shots. Some of it is really beautiful. Like, you're sitting there going, wow, that's some smart shooting.
Okay.
And Hilda, I'm going to butcher this name time and time again. Hilda Guttendatter.
Okay.
Yes. She won the Oscar for Joker for her composition for the score, and I totally agree. I loved her score, and she does the same thing again with this. Like, I love the score to death, and I love how they intertwined it with the musical elements of it. But past that, Joker, Phoenix's and Gaga's performance was good. You're expecting them to be good, and it was. But past that, there's really no reason to watch this film. There really isn't, which is disappointing because the first film was groundbreaking in a sense. And there's so much hype coming into this, and even the trailers. I was hyped from the trailers. Like, the trailers set it out to be this huge, mad musical ride, but it wasn't. That's what's disappointing me most of all, that you didn't go like 1,000% with this. You just went, nah, okay. Here, musical numbers, okay. Joker's in prison and he's in the courtroom, okay. The end. It's so tame.
Is there a antagonist for this film or
No.
okay, like,
No.
really?
There's no real bad guy. There's no real good guy. It's just, that's why I say it's so flat. Even Joaquin Phoenix's character development is so flat. Like, you really don't know where it's going.
If you were to compare it to the first film, right? How would you rate this one compared to the first one?
2 out of 10.
Fuck me.
It's all the way down.
Yeah, I saw your ClapperCon.
Yeah, 2 out of 5.
Yesterday. It was
Like,
just 2 out of 5.
the only reason I gave it 2 out of 5 is the reasons I mentioned: the score, the shots, and the performances. That's it.
And other than that,
No, it's not worth your time. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. And I really hate to say it because I watched the film like 5 times, the first film. I love that film to death. So it pains me to say that this film is a pile of crap. It really does. Because I expected so much more,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Phillips just didn't deliver. If you wanted to do a musical, like I said, go all out. Just go all out. Make it this whole Joker fantasy thing where you can no longer distinguish what's reality and what's not anymore. But he still wanted to make it grounded in reality that it's not working.
What genre would you categorize Joker 2 to be in?
Okay, on Wikipedia, on IMDb, they're calling it a thriller musical. I would call it more drama musical because the thriller aspect of it is
Yeah,
non-existent.
because it really sounds like a drama musical this time around. Or you can even say like a drama musical / non-fictional biography.
Yeah, because there's no thrilling aspect to it at all. Not like the first film.
I'm so turned off right now in a sense where I was looking forward to this, but I was just too busy to catch the show with you yesterday. And then now hearing this, it just kind of like, bro, I already don't have time.
Yeah.
Right, I already don't have time, and if I were to pay money to go see a movie, it has to be like at least a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Right? Like Blink Twice, for example.
Yeah, yes.
That was a
Yes.
fantastic. Like I would just throw money to just watch something like that. But if you're
Which
telling
is
me-
now randomly totally off topic, but it's now being compared to were they
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
right.
Diddy's parties?
yeah, right. I was really looking forward to Joker, but
Yeah.
after seeing what the people are talking about online and after you mentioning the entire review for me,
Yeah.
it just feels like something that I should just wait for it to just hit streaming sites.
I would agree. Wait for it to
Really?
come out on digital. Honestly, it's not
Not
the-
something worth paying for.
the only reason I would watch it in the cinema is just to hear the score and to see the shots. That's it.
Okay.
That is the only reason.
Okay.
Because I love the music so much. I love Hilda's compositions. Like, it really sets the tone. It's haunting. It's beautiful. I love it so much. But to sit through 2 hours and 19 minutes of that mess, not at all.
Okay. Do you think it would have been better for Joker 2 to be a mini series?
No,
Also, no.
no. Because even if it was a mini series, it would still be as boring as shit.
Shit, man. That
the
sucks. That
the
that
only
really-
thing they should have changed, turn it into a full-blown musical. Turn it into madness. Turn it into this mad musical thing where you can no longer
tell if it's reality
or
or
not.
fantasy.
Yeah. Like, what I loved about the first film was the ending, in the sense that when we saw him in the prison, no,
Oh,
not,
yeah.
not
Oh,
even
yeah,
that,
yeah,
when we
yeah,
saw
yeah,
him
yeah.
in the asylum, we're like, wait, so was all this real, or was this all in his head? And that sort of left the entire question of like, was it real, was it not? This one, you're left with questions, just not good ones.
Right.
You're
okay.
left with a lot of questions going, okay, when now, what,
Faham?
like, okay, I'm going to try, for people that have seen the film, I'm going to talk a little bit about the third act as spoiler-free as possible. The only reason I want to do that is because the third act was shocking.
Okay. I tell you what. Why don't we do this? Since there's not much to talk about Joker 2, right?
Yeah.
It's a 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's a 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like you said, first 15 minutes of stuff.
Yeah, it was.
And the rest were just
Eh,
right. Let's do this. Let's talk about the third act, spoiler free,
yeah.
and then we jump into the spoiler filled for the third act. What I'll do is I will put like a.
But then
a-
it's going to spoil it for you.
I'm completely fine with it.
Oh, okay.
I'm completely fine with it.
Okay.
I expected a lot from this film.
Okay.
Right? But after your review and after looking at the reviews online, the fact that I will watch it on digital
Yeah.
means that I don't care about the spoiler anymore.
Yeah, it's going
Right.
to come out eventually.
Yeah, right? It means that I really don't care. If you spoil it for me, I will still watch it.
Okay.
But I just want to know, why is it the first 15 minutes of it was great and the last part of it was
Okay.
bad?
The third act won't take too long.
Okay.
Um,
If you're hearing knocking whatsoever, the neighbors are doing renovations. There's nothing we can do about it. So if you hear like that, tung, tung, I will try to reduce it in post, but no promises. Okay.
Somebody's having a real good time
Thank
next door.
Yeah, no. We have a new neighbor just bought the house.
Oh.
Next door.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, Spoilers. Spoilers here. Spoilers.
Wait, you want to go spoiler free first or spoiler straight?
I think let's just do spoiler straight because I don't know what
Okay.
I could do spoiler free because I have major issues with that third act.
Okay.
So, spoilers. Turn away now if you haven't
Yep.
seen the
I
film.
will put a full page of spoiler and then I'll put a timestamp where the spoiler ends.
Yes.
Okay, we'll
yes.
come back after this break.
So, the third act. Now, throughout the film, there's this one character within the asylum that they constantly sort of go back to, and he's
Okay.
just sitting there and smiling. Now, when I first saw that, I went, no.
Right.
Are you?
Okay.
I was praying they wouldn't lead up to like, oh, this is gonna be another Joker or something like that.
Right.
But sure enough, at the end, yeah, it is.
Another Joker?
I supposedly because he ends up stabbing Arthur Fleck to death.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's what he dies. Arthur Fleck dies at the end of the film. He's stabbed to death because this quote unquote new Joker comes up to him and goes, "Hey, can I tell you a joke?" Oh no.
Oh, no. Okay.
And then of course it ends, and you know what he said? "You get what you fucking deserve, Papa." And I'm like, oh.
What?
Yeah, they just repeat the same thing, except this time they kill Arthur Fleck. And the end just, you see Arthur Fleck on the ground, and in the background, you see him laughing with the knife and then carving a smile on his face. And I'm like,
What happened to Harley Quinn here?
oh, yeah. Okay, so there's a point in the courthouse where, because the Joker eventually represents himself.
Okay.
Because he's sick and tired of his lawyers saying that, oh, it's two different personalities. He's like, shut the fuck up. I'm going to take over. I'm going to be my own defense. So he does that. And then at the end of the courthouse drama, he essentially sits in front of the juror and goes, that's when the mask gets taken off in that sense. He's like, there's no Joker. There's no Arthur Fleck. It's just one person. I am both of them. It is me. And that's when Harley Quinn gets up, walks out of the courthouse, and then they meet on the stairs. Oh, sorry, no. She walks out, and then suddenly there's a big explosion. Some carpet bomb goes off in the courthouse.
But everyone in the court dies.
No, not everyone in the courthouse dies. It's just one side just
Okay.
blows up.
Okay.
And we all think, oh shit, was this Harley Quinn? Nah, just some random guy dressed as the Joker outside. And then they put him into a car. It's like, you gotta come with us, you gotta come with us. And then Arthur Fleck wakes up like, what the fuck? And then comes out of the car, runs away, and then makes his way towards the stairs. To which you're like,
Like the same stairs.
the same stairs.
Okay.
To which that entire section was like, what was the point of that? Like, what? So he meets her at the stairs, and he's like, "Hi, I've been trying to contact you, like all that stuff." And she goes, "The fantasy's not there anymore. You're not Joker. Bye bye."
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Because the fantasy's broken. Yeah. And then he gets stabbed in Arkham Asylum.
And then apparently there's a new Joker.
Yeah.
That's
The end. So that's my major issue with it. Like, this is the way that you're gonna end it.
I thought I had more questions, but after what you were saying, I was just like,
Yeah, which is why I say you're gonna leave the whole going. So what was the point? What was the point? He never got any sort of redemption. He never got any sort of victory. He never. It's just, oh, I'm mentally ill. I'm sad. Oh, I'm dead. Really?
dude, I'm lost for words. Like
I know,
I don't know.
so
I
was
don't
I.
know what else to say.
So was I. When I finished the film, I was like, I wish this wasn't made. I really wish it wasn't made. I really wish.
It kind of took away everything from Joker 1 and just threw it in the trash. Like the whole
Yeah. The whole Harley Quinn storyline, there was no point to it. Because she just ends up leaving him anyway. So, was this for you to tell us that she's only in love with Joker and not the man inside? Or like, but that's the thing. Harley Quinn loves Joker inside and out. She's obsessed with him. So the fact that she isn't because he's not Joker, he's just Arthur Fleck. Like,
Yeah, from what I'm hearing from this, it just feels like they took Joker 1 and Joker 2 and just threw it all in the trash.
yeah,
Like it makes everything from Joker 1 just
yeah,
nonsensical.
yeah. Like it really puts the first film to shame because you're like, that is such a superior film. This is a pile of garbage. That's it.
That fucking sucks. What
Yeah.
the hell?
Yep. That's Joker Folie Adieu. You sit through 2 hours and 20 minutes to go, oh, he's dead.
Was it at the end credit scene or is it
No,
just the end scene?
there's no post credits.
Okay,
That's just right before the credits.
Oh, that sucks.
So we see him lying on the ground and then credits.
What was everyone's? I mean, since we're still in spoiler territory
Yeah.
here, right? What was everyone's reaction once the light turns up?
Everyone was sort of silent, but not in a good way. Just like,
Like, what did I just sit through?
yeah. And then some of us gathered outside to talk about it, and we all just had the same opinion. Like, what was that? What was that? What was the point of all that? There really was no point. There was no payoff. There was no lead up to anything. It's just, that's why I say it's a mess, because we're just going round and round in circles for no point. They also brought back characters from the first film, of course, for the courtroom drama. But again, why? What was the point of it? Like, what was the point? I think that's what they should have called it. Joker Folie Adieu. What was the point? Yeah. That's all there is to it, to be honest, unfortunately.
I think we can wrap this I'm really, really lost for words. I don't know what else to add. Now I just want to go watch it purely based out of curiosity.
Yeah.
But I am lost for words, Nick.
Like I said, you'll be entertained by by Phoenix and Gaga's performances. You'll be entertained by the shots and the music, but you'll be let down by the story. That's it. If it wasn't for those 4 elements, I would have straight up given it a 1 out of 10.
Shit, man.
But it just went up because of those elements.
Okay.
And I will say, like I said, watch it on the big screen, the surround sound for Hilda's music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's such a terrible way of going into a film, right? Like, hey, what's the best part of the film? Oh, the score.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
what a shit show.
Yeah.
Shall we wrap this part up?
Yes. So, do yourself a favor. Maybe go watch Joker Folie Adieu. It's in cinemas now. I mean, if you want. Or you can just wait for it to come on digital. I don't know. You know what? Do yourself a favor. Go and watch Joker from 2019. Do that. That's so much better. That's my review.
All right.
And we'll be back with some entertainment news right after this break.
3, 2, 1.
Showtime.
So, there's been quite a bit of news that's been happening. I mean, we've got to start off with a little bit of sad news of deaths and stuff. There's been a lot of deaths. I mean, Dame Maggie Smith unfortunately passed away. Oh my goodness. Wait, John Amos recently passed away as well. It's a sad time, but it just reminds us that our beloved heroes are slowly getting older. It's
So
a
are
harsh
we.
reminder. Yes. So I hope they're all doing all right now up in the sky. We'll miss you very much. But moving on to some movie and entertainment news. Now, starting with some comic adaptations.
Okay.
Now, one of the biggest news that came out yesterday was that we are getting a Robin animated film,
Okay.
Dynamic Duos, which
Okay.
will focus on Jason Todd and Damian Wayne, the two of them. And it's supposed to be this hybrid CGI live action animated thing. So it's really interesting what Gunn is going to do with it. We have no idea what's happening, but he said there will be a connectivity between animated and live action stories.
Okay.
So I'm like,
I just want
ooh.
to throw it
Yes.
out there. It's like a lot of people praise the MCU,
Mhm.
right? I will only praise it up to Endgame.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I feel like DC animation or the
Oh, no.
DC animated films are so underrated that not many people, unless you're like a true hardcore
Yes.
geek/fan, will talk about it.
No, the DC animated films are on point.
They are on point, man.
Let's not get into Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah, part 1, part 2 was just okay.
No. I will say part 1 was brilliant.
Part 1 was a very, very slow build-up.
Yes.
Part 2 came out and I was like, why am I watching this?
I still haven't seen part 3 because part 2
Don't bother.
Okay.
All I can say is you can just drop it at part 1. But we're talking about films like Flashpoint, for example.
Yes.
Right. And I can't remember the rest of the names, but almost every DC animated film is just.
And all the Batman stuff like
Yes.
Hush, Long Halloween.
Besides the Batman Japan, the Transformer one,
What? Batman Ninja?
Yeah, I didn't like that.
You did? I fucking love Batman Ninja. I love Batman Ninja.
I felt like because it has taken it so far away from the Batman that we know, and it's suddenly like fucking Transformers start coming out and like the mechas and it.
That's what I enjoyed about it. Like, it was so
Oh.
refreshing of a whole different take.
Right,
because
right.
As it is, the premise of Batman in feudal samurai Japan. That is enough for me to go, okay, this is nothing like the comics. This is a whole other
Okay.
universe. And then we're getting the sequel, which has the Yakuza League.
Yep,
I am so looking forward to that.
I, on the other hand, I am not looking forward to it. That is one of my few most disliked DC animated shows.
Okay,
Right.
to each their own.
Yeah, to each their own. Right?
Bruce Wayne, Batman.
It's so fucking random.
And I love the Japanese Joker.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. So Dynamic Duos is going to be made by Swaybot Studios. It's using cutting edge blend of animation, puppetry, and CGI. So I'm like, ooh, I am very interested in what they're gonna do. And it's going to be produced by Sixth and Idaho, the production company of Matt Reeves, who does Batman, of course. So we're going to get that, I think, in 2020.
5?
No, Superman is 2025. It debuts.
Is it a series?
Oh, I think they've just announced it. They haven't announced
Right, okay.
release date. No, it's a animated film.
Animated film. Okay.
So it's under Warner Brothers Animation Studio. So I'm having high hopes for it
Yep.
because they do some fantastic stuff.
They do.
We now may have our Hal Jordan for the Green Lantern series.
Okay.
And it was initially rumored that
Ryan
Josh Brolin,
okay.
not Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't. Yeah, I think that is long gone by now.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Brolin was going to step in as Hal Jordan, but he quickly shot that down. Really odd choice. Ewan McGregor's name was being thrown around as Hal Jordan, which, to be fair, I would like because I would just love Green Lantern to come down onto Earth and go, "Hello there."
Yeah. Yeah.
But we are getting Carl Chandler as the pivotal Hal Jordan.
I can see that.
You can. So now it's kind of making me wonder, okay, what is Hal Jordan's role in this? Because they have stated that the Green Lantern series is going to be sort of a true detective type show.
Which he is.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting in the sense that is Hal Jordan just going to be there for like one episode and disappear?
Yeah.
And Carl Chandler is obviously much older, so it's going to be an older Hal Jordan. So is he going to pass on the powers? What's going to happen to it? But that was one of the major news we got about the Lantern series. But again, only time will tell. I'm not so hyped
Is
yet.
this being helmed by James Gunn as well?
Yes.
Okay.
This is under DC Studios as well.
Yeah, so basically James Gunn now is like the
He's the head of DC Studios, not DC Comics.
DC Studios.
Yes, because they're doing the same things that Marvel is doing.
Yep.
Look, we've got one head for the comics, we've got one head for the film universe. That's when it works. That's why DC has been terrible this last decade because
Especially with their films, not their animated films.
yes, because they've only got the chief comic head at the top handling everything.
Right.
They don't know
okay.
anything about making
Okay.
movies or stories.
Okay.
That's why they were like, oh, we're gonna find all these famous directors to do stories. No, you don't need famous directors. Have good stories. That's
Yeah.
all you need to
Yeah.
do. And speaking again of DC, we're also gonna get a Bane and Deathstroke film,
What the hell?
which I'm really interested in because I have been waiting for Bane to come back. And I know Batista was really gunning for it, but now he feels like he's too old for it already, which is a bit of a shame because I would have loved to see Batista as Bane. But now that we're going to get sort of a team up between Bane and Deathstroke, it's like, ooh, this is going to be a film We don't really know much about the story as of yet, but we do know that it's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a timeline for it?
Right now,
is
no.
it
It's
an
just
announcement?
been announced.
Okay. Okay. That's exciting. That is so exciting.
And now moving on to comic stuff, Marvel and DC have lost the trademark for superhero. The word superhero.
Okay.
Apparently they had the trademark, but now they don't anymore. So, as reported by Reuters, DC allegedly threatened legal action and accused S.J. Ritchell, the author of comic series Super Babies, of infringing on its copyright. The Super Babies brand retaliated, however, saying in May that Marvel and DC can't claim ownership over an entire genre. The Trademark Trial and Appeal Board of the United States Patent and Trademark Office ruled in favor of Super Babies after neither Marvel owner Disney nor DC owner Warner Brothers filed an answer to request to invalidate the trademarks. What I love is that the person rallying up against this is the creator of the series Super Babies. But yeah, so Marvel and DC don't hold the rights to the word superhero. Which means we can all use it and Disney's not going to come after us.
I mean, it's kind of true, right? It's like you going out to say that you trademark the term serial.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, and yes, it makes sense.
So, Super Baby's attorney, I love how it's just Super Baby's attorney, Adam Adler of Reichman, Yolkman, Lehman, and Feldberg, said the move was not just a win for our client, but a victory for creativity and innovation. By establishing superheroes' place in the public domain, we safeguard it as a symbol of heroism available to all storytellers, which makes sense. I agree with that. Superheroes should be a blanket genre for anybody that wants to do it. Yeah, that's what we're up against.
I'm just gonna put it up here.
Super Babies, Baby G. I can't believe Baby Jesus 2 exists. Now, moving on to some film and TV news. Daniel Day-Lewis is coming out of retirement, but it's very sweet why he's coming out of retirement to star in his son's film.
Okay.
Anemone. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of sweet. Father coming back to do his son's film. Whether or not he's going to do more films after that, I don't know. But Daniel Day-Lewis is back, and he hasn't been acting since 2017. He's already been on set. He's sporting like a handlebar mustache and can be seen riding a motorbike with Sean Bean. So obviously Sean Bean's going to die. So we know that. That's already sort of a spoiler. He's going to die. His son, Daniel Day-Lewis' son, Ronan Day-Lewis, this is his directorial debut. The film is described as an exploration of the intricate relationships between fathers, sons, and brothers, as well as the dynamics of familial bonds. Which I'm like, oh, you're getting your father to do this, and it's a story about fathers, sons. I'm kind of excited to see this because I'm sure it'll be a tearjerker. I'm sure when Sean Bean is lying on his deathbed, we're all gonna cry.
I want Daniel Day-Lewis to read bedtime stories to me every night. Yeah, his voice, man.
No, you know what's my favorite bedtime story?
What?
Do you know this bedtime story called "Go to Fuck to Sleep"?
I think I've seen it before.
I love that, and the fact that they got the most perfect actor to do the audiobook for it. Can you take a guess? Who would be the perfect actor to do the audiobook for Go to Fuck to Sleep?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Bingo!
Are you serious?
Yes. If you go find it, there's the audiobook of Samuel L. Jackson
my
narrating
God.
Go to Fuck to Sleep.
Samuel L. Jackson on Go the Fuck to Sleep.
Fair use.
I was anxious to do the audio read of this book because
Okay.
Go listen to it. Go find it. It's brilliant.
Yep. Okay.
Now, we are also going to get a RoboCop TV series.
Animated or just a TV series?
Live action with James Wan as EP.
Interesting.
For Amazon MGM Studios.
Interesting. James Wan, huh?
James Wan. Malaysian represent. Even though it's like
Even
very
though,
minor.
yeah, right.
Very minor,
It's
but still.
like, I bet he's like 10% Malaysian now.
No, I would say 5.
Okay, yeah.
The series will follow the premise of the films, focusing on a giant tech conglomerate which collaborates with the local police department to introduce a technically advanced enforcer to combat rising crime. A man who is part man, part machine.
RoboCop.
Yeah. Now, what I would love, I know this won't happen, but what I would love is just for one to keep the 80s aesthetic of it, just make it as cheesy as possible, and that'll work because the new film was it was terrible. The new rebooted RoboCop was a waste of time.
Yep.
There's such a charm about the original 80s film that
It is so corny.
but it's so good.
Okay, yes, I
I
agree.
love RoboCop. So we'll see what happens with this RoboCop film. It was greenlit in May. What? Poltergeist? We're getting a Legally Blonde prequel series? Why? Sorry, that was completely random. But yes, we're going to get a RoboCop series. And also, okay, this one I'm saving for last because this was very interesting. But one more thing. For some reason, we're getting a Rugrats live action movie.
How?
Baby Geniuses.
Okay, yeah, okay, fine.
But
Live action.
live action with CGI babies.
Don't know how to feel about that.
I don't know who was asking for this film. No one was asking for a Rugrats film. First of all, the Rugrats reboot was all right. They had a reboot series and it was okay. But for some reason, Nickelodeon's like, we need to make a movie. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, ask no one ever.
No one asked for
Okay.
for this.
Okay.
Why? Sorry, I woke up to this news this morning. This literally just came out today.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't, why?
You know what I've been watching lately?
What?
Like I was binging all 10 available episodes now. There's 12 episodes altogether. The next 2 episodes comes out next Tuesday.
What?
Culinary Chef Wars.
Oh, I've been hearing about that on Netflix. Good.
It's like, to even compare it to MasterChef,
Yeah.
feels like it's disingenuous. Like it's MasterChef is here.
Yeah.
Culinary Chef Wars is like all the way
Damn,
up here.
son.
And it's, the basis of it is a 100 chef fight for top 1.
Yeah.
Right. And these are 100 of the best chefs in Korea.
So it's what, physical 100 but with chefs?
Yes, exactly that,
Okay.
right? So it starts off, episode 1 starts off with like they introducing 80 chefs. All 80 chefs are like well-known chefs. They're not like the top 10 chefs of Korea. They're just well-known chefs
Okay.
that have run successful restaurants, F&B, chefs that is well-known for their techniques, chefs that have already made a name for themselves, but
Yeah.
they're not like at the fable/legendary levels yet.
Okay.
Okay, those are the 80 versus 20 of the top 20 chefs of Korea, right? Or like top 20 well-known Korean chef. Because I said well-known Korean chef is because there's one guy that is called Chef Edward Lee.
Okay.
He is Korean,
Okay.
but he is based in the States. He
okay.
grew up in the United States, right?
Yeah.
But dude, it is so well done, and the food that they cook and the competition that they go in is so ruthless and so mad. And one thing I love about this is that, you know how in Hell's Kitchen they always just like fight each other,
Yeah.
and then they will just taste the dish and everything. One thing I love about the first competition or like the first challenge that they face is like these 80 chefs have to cook their best meals, right? And once they're done, they have to press a bell and the judges come to the table and test while they judge. So it's
okay.
like fresh, hot food,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, out of the 80 chefs, only 20 will remain. Yeah, so immediately they just cut off like 70% of the contestant, right? And then that remaining 20 chefs will fight the 20 top chefs. Yeah.
damn,
And then it's
okay.
like, wow, it's so good. Like if you like me, enjoy cooking shows.
Yeah.
If you like me, enjoy food. If you like me, enjoy just binging random Hell's Kitchen or even MasterChef, for example, give this a try
Okay.
over the weekend, because you will be glued to your TV and you'll be like, oh my god, what? No way. But watch it with a full stomach.
Okay.
Right.
That's Kelvin's recommendation for this week.
Yeah.
Culinary Chef Wars, only
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Yeah. There's also one challenge that I don't think there's such thing as a spoiler because it's just everywhere on TikTok and
I'm surprised
social
I haven't
media,
seen it.
right? There's one challenge that I really want to just bow my head towards. It's
Okay.
they got the remainder chef. This is like episode 7, episode 8, later in the show already.
Okay.
They have like, all this like 3-star Michelin staff or 3-star Michelin chefs or like 2-star Michelin chefs or like chefs that are like the best Chinese cuisine chef in the whole of Korea
Okay.
cooking convenience store food.
Oh.
And you can see the difference between like those top chefs and those well-known chefs.
Yeah.
The top chefs are like, oh man, I don't even remember when was the last time I stepped in a convenience store. And then you got the well-known chef. It's like, bro, this is my playground.
Yeah.
Right? And then I won't spoil it.
Okay, I will watch it.
But oh my god, Nick, sit down with your wife over the weekend. Like,
Sure.
like watch a movie while you have your lunch. Watch this while you're having your dinner. Sit in front of the TV if you have to.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like right now it is 10 episodes out of 12. The other 2 episodes coming out next week as of this recording.
Okay.
So far right now, what I would give it is a 9.5 out of 10.
Oh, that is strong words.
It's a 9.5 out of 10
Okay.
because like how you explain it, it's like what 100 again?
Physical 100.
Physical 100, same style.
Yeah.
But instead of like people working out, it's just
Chefs.
cooking.
I mean, I would prefer that over
Yeah.
watching people
It
working out.
is so well produced. It's very what's the term for it? Reality TV.
Reality TV,
right?
yeah.
A lot of cliffhangers, a lot of no dramas, no bullshit dramas and all those like Hell's
It's just straight to the
Kitchen.
point.
It's straight to the point. The judges, I won't spoil the
Okay.
judges for you, right?
Okay.
Full Korean cast.
Okay.
99.5% full Korean cast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it's funny actually you bring up Netflix because there's one piece of news that I was looking at and I'm like, oh, what happened? Now, 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
Netflix announced that, no, not Netflix even, Brandon Routh, Superman, initially said that Magic the Gathering series is officially dead. Netflix was supposed to do an animated Magic the Gathering series. Brandon Routh said, don't know what's happening to it because the status of the project was announced in 2019 and was initially slated for 2022. Routh said, speaking to a reporter, I'm not sure. I did do a voice for it. As far as I understand, nobody's put out a press release about it, but apparently it's not happening. That's kind of old news. I'm not sure why it's resurfacing again. A week later, Netflix announces Magic the Gathering animated series is heading to Netflix.
Yep. This was the news I read.
I'm like, what happened? Like, I want to know the drama behind this because first it was cancelled and suddenly, oh, no, Ralph is wrong. It's happening. And the thing is, I think it's a different showrunner this time.
Oh.
Because, where is it? Ralph said, creatives. The series was essentially supposed to be the Russo brothers with Henry Gilroy and Jose Molina as head writers. But they departed due to creative differences. And then Jeff Klein, who did Transformers Prime, became the new EP. And then after that, it basically fell victim to Netflix cost-cutting measures and essentially never happened. So it went from the Russos to what was the name again? I just said it. Jeff Klein. And now apparently it's Terry Matlas. So I'm like, ooh, what is happening? Terry Matlas is the producer for Star Trek Picard, 12 Monkeys. So apparently this is happening. They announced it has been an absolute dream collaboration with Netflix, Hasbro Entertainment, Wizard of the Coast, and the brilliant Patrick Osborne to bring the many worlds of Magic the Gathering to streaming. Those new to this sprawling saga will learn what millions of fans who play every day already know. Magic is the ultimate storytelling sandbox, bringing with iconic, complex characters, extraordinary mind-bending powers, and portals to every genre imaginable. It is also a powerful reminder that no matter what culture, country, or plane of existence you come from, we can all unite and become heroes together. What's going on with this series? It doesn't fill me with confidence of how good the series is going to be.
Looking at how it's going to be an animated series, I feel like there's hope to it. Okay. I feel like there's hope to it. Magic the Gathering is a very vague franchise in a sense where there are multitudes and levels to the, I would even say characters.
Yeah.
The races, the classes, the gameplay.
Yeah.
There are lore to it.
Yeah.
But because they have created so many different sets within MTG, it's hard to pinpoint one unless they're doing it like Dungeons and Dragons. The movie, for example.
That's
where,
what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, where they only pick like one part of a grand overarching story,
Yeah.
and then slowly build upon that.
But the thing of Dungeons and Dragons, which made it work really well, is they really lent into the absurdity
Yes.
of it.
Yes.
It's a real out of this world sort of gameplay, and you really felt that. If they take this series seriously,
Okay.
then I feel it might not work. Like freaking Warcraft.
Yeah. But looking at how it's animated, like the Witcher series on Netflix, for example,
Yeah.
there is hope to it, because once you go into animation, you will remove a lot of all those unnecessary CGI, a lot of fake acting and everything.
Yeah.
It's pure voice acting and how they animate the story and everything itself,
Yeah.
right? I have hope for it. I'm a huge Magic the Gathering fan. Fortunately or unfortunately, spent God knows how much within 1 month of just jumping into.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, right. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. We'll see.
No hopes, no expectations, but I am strongly, highly looking forward to it.
We'll see.
Okay.
That should come out next year, I think, or the year after. It's in development at the moment. It was announced at Geek Week, which also announced a whole bunch of One Piece announcement as well. The only thing about One Piece that I'm really looking forward for is seeing Tony Chopper in. Because
Yeah.
they showed a preview and I'm like,
it's a fantastic series on Netflix. It is
It
well
is.
done. It is so well done. As someone who always wanted to get into One Piece, but looking at how the amount of chapters that are available now, I get so turned off.
Yeah.
I really don't have time.
Yeah.
According to my friends who are hardcore fans of One Piece, they say the live action Netflix series was a very, very well reimagining
Yeah, sort
of
the animated
of
series.
the well-known series itself.
Yeah. And we've got Joe Manganiello coming back.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
That's it, man.
So that has been our little entertainment news, as well as a Joker Folie et Deux review. As I said before, if you're planning to go and watch Joker Folie et Deux, don't. Go and watch the first film instead and wait for it to come out on digital. Save your time and money. And as always, you can check us out on all social media. Here we've got it on TikTok, Instagram, and of course YouTube. Go and follow and subscribe. And you can follow RRP where?
At RRP or www.renegadeclass.com.
Yes. I am Nick Dorian.
And I'm Kelvin Tay.
Keep watching the movies.
Goodbye.